Hey everyone, Marianne Gillespie. Guess what? It's book of the month time. So this is the book of the month. It's backwards on your computer screen, so you have to kind of flip it around. Anyway, it's called Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson. And I know it's kind of like a random kind of title, right? Anyway, here's the cool thing about it. You'll notice that there's 4 different colors on here. There's red, yellow, green, and blue. So here's the reality. I'm a disc coach. I'm a certified disc coach, and I love it. And I'm fascinated with disc. So one of the things about disc is that sometimes, you find that that you maybe like you're in a room and you're going, am I like the smartest person or the dumbest person in this room? Like one or the other, something's not working. Like one of these things doesn't belong. Or if you're in a meeting and you just are like, I don't understand why this meeting is terrible and everybody else thinks it's so great. There's a lot of different things that I want to cover about this book and about disc. But one of the things is Thomas Erikson is, he studies behaviors and, he created this book and there's a whole series behind it. But this book is great for those of you who are trying to understand disc in a way that's going to help improve you understand other people. A lot of the times, and the reason why I think disc is really good is I don't really use disc to hire anybody or anything like that. What we use disc for is to intercommunication. So if you run a team or you run an organization and you want to do something that kind of opens up the eyes of the people in the team a little bit and gets communication going and behaviors better, then that's a book. This is a book that you really want to buy for everybody and just maybe cover it chapter by chapter or behavior by behavior. But it chunks it down into 4 human behaviors, which is DISC model. Obviously, if you know DISC, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it goes into it and explains it in a really good way. There's not enough books out there that do that. So that's why I threw this book in there, is because right around this time, you probably are changing seasons in your business, changing sales seasons. You're coming off of summer. Maybe you have some staff transitioning. I would highly recommend this as a book to have within your organization, but also equally, if you're someone like me who maybe runs at a really fast pace and you just are like, I don't understand, I'm saying 3 things and everybody thinks I'm always mad. Well, what is it about your behavior? Is it that you need to modify it, or do you need to maybe just educate everybody around you that this is who you are and this is how you communicate? I think everybody shouldn't have to adjust their behavior styles. I think they have to learn how to communicate in different behavior styles. And often we learn our communication of behaviors in teams, organizations, and companies. We learn when it's too late. And so we learn by either upsetting somebody and then finding out that's not how they wanted to be communicated with, or somebody's really sensitive on the team and you said something that came across too abruptly, or vice versa. If you're a high C, for example, you might want lots of explanations and numbers and studies and ask a lot of questions in a meeting, and the high D next to you might be like, what is wrong with this person? But if you understood each other's behavior profiles and you worked with DISC a little bit and you realize that, you would realize you're not surrounded by idiots. You're just surrounded by people with very different behavior patterns and styles. And if we all learn to work with them, you can have this beautiful synergy within your organizations. Meetings get better. But what also it is that it's learning about your own behavior style, how you might come across, and then equally how you can maybe understand how other people are coming across based on their behaviors. Quite often, I'll find that somebody, with a certain profile stays away from somebody like me because I'm very overwhelming or very talkative or whatever the case is. And what you'll notice is that it's not necessarily that we wouldn't get along, it's that we don't understand each other's behaviors. So we automatically jump to the conclusion and say, well, there's something wrong with that person because they think I'm this, or whatever the case is. So this Surrounded by Idiots, again, one of my favorite books. I think you'll really enjoy it if you've always been fascinated with DISC, personality profiles, behavior profiles. That's going to be a good one for you to read. And again, if you run an organization or a team and you're looking for a book and you're like, what's a book that will really change our dynamics? That's probably one of the best books that you could read, because it's going to really simplify it. It's a lot of fun because people will learn about themselves, and then you can even have some fun with it afterwards and be like, what profile are you? What do you think you are? And then do some role playing with it as well within your organization. So personally speaking, I thought it was a great book. As a DISC coach, it's hard to find the right book to share with people on this topic. So I give it a thumbs up and yes on that one. So it's a great book, and I hope you guys get a chance to read it. Talk to you later.